So for today's class, it is just going to be a really nice slow detox. I'm working into a yin yoga sequence. For today, you'll just need your 2 blocks and a blanket, and then hopefully that yoga mat. And I want to start by just taking a moment to always get grounded here. So getting nice and stacked, ears over those shoulders, shoulders over those hips. Taking a moment to gather your breath. Really focusing on the exhale, getting all the still air out of the lungs. Relaxing in the forehead and the eyes, the cheeks, the tongue, the jaw. Softening the shoulders down away from the ears and just gently softening in the spine. And then as we're going through today's class, it really does focus on a lot of twists. So as we're in those twists, I want you just to think of kind of lifting the heart, lengthening in the spine, getting deep into our organs, just that little massage on those organs as we work through today's sequence. So I want to start with just that simple cross-legged twist. So just coming to one side, just gently lifting in the heart. Focusing on whatever breath is comfortable. And then we're going to go ahead and release. We're just going to go right into the other side. A little warm up in the spine. And then we're going to release back to center. We're just going to hinge forward. So going as far forward that's comfortable. Relaxing the shoulders, releasing the neck, the jaw. And then we're just going to slowly work our way back up. We're going to switch those legs, whichever one's in front. We're going to move it to the back. And then again, just hinging at those hips, going as far forward that's comfortable. Relaxing those shoulders. Focusing on your exhale, releasing that tension out with the breath. And then we're just going to gently come back up. From here, I want to transition onto those knees. So coming around here, we can push that blanket off to the side for now. On this one, I want to go into a supported child's pose. We're going to grab those blocks. I want to just place our blocks on the medium end here. We're going to get a little bit wider in those knees, bringing those big toes together. And then I want to place those blocks just shoulder width apart here. And then as we come down into our child's pose, we're just going to gently place those elbows on those blocks. Coming into prayer with those hands and then just releasing your head down. And as you start to relax in the spine, relax in the shoulders, you're just going to feel that head sink just a little bit deeper. And then this one too, if you want that little extra, you can bring those hands closer towards the top of the head, getting into a little bit of a tricep stretch. And then we're just going to slowly come back up. This next one, I want to go into a supported extended puppy pose. So we're going to take those blocks. We're just going to stack them side by side here on the short end. I'm going to place them out in front of me. This one is where we're going to get up onto those knees, hip distance apart. And I want to be far enough away where we keep this 90 degrees in our legs. So as we start to come down, I'm just going to place my forearms down, bringing those hands together. And then I'm going to walk those knees back just enough here so I can just release that head all the way down here. And then just taking a moment to relax in the shoulders and the neck and the jaw and just focus on that breath. And then we're going to slowly come back up here, just walking those knees into those blocks here. I'm coming all the way up. We can push those blocks off to the side. This next one, I want to work into our half bow pose. So this is where we're going to grab that blanket, just depending on your floor. This will just add just a little bit of cushion. So getting all those creases out, we're just going to work our way down onto our belly. From here, we're going to bring that arm to that 90 to rest our forehead down. And we're going to gently come up onto our side. And we're just going to grab those toes or that ankle. And we're going to slowly roll back down. And then just draw this leg as far forward that's comfortable. Taking a moment to relax in the shoulders. And then we'll go ahead and release. We're just going to go right into the other side. So bringing that opposite arm to that 90. We're going to push up onto our side, grabbing those toes or that ankle, and then just gently coming back here. Releasing those shoulders and just drawing that leg as far forward that's comfortable. And then we'll go ahead and release. From here, we're going to push our way back up onto those knees. We'll go ahead and remove that blanket if you are using one. This next one, I want to work into our downward dog, and then we're going to transition into our pigeon pose. So this one, we're going to get into that tabletop, those active toes, wide fingers. We're going to get those knees just a little bit wider, or our feet just a little bit wider than our knees, and then tucking those shoulders. We're just going to come up nice and slow when you're ready, pushing those heels as high as you can, working those feet down. And then from here, we're just going to slowly come forward, kind of into our plank, and we're just going to bring that leg to that 45, getting the knee lined up with that hip, and then just sliding straight back. And then taking a moment just to release here in the upper body, relaxing those shoulders, relaxing the neck, the jaw. And then this one, if you want that little extra, you can just extend those arms out and recline all the way down here. And then taking a moment to just focus on your breathing, that slower, softer, deeper breathing. And then from here, I want to just take a moment into our upward pigeon. So just planting those hands, nice wide fingers, and just gently lifting up. Looking as high up that's comfortable. And then we'll go ahead and release. We're going to keep those nice wide fingers, that active foot. We're going to bring that leg back, just stepping those feet in just enough to try to work those heels down, lifting those hips. Getting that nice big stretch in the back of the legs. And then we're going to transition to the other side. So coming forward, just enough to bring that leg to that 45. And then just sliding down, staying nice and square in those hips, and then just that release here. Relaxing in the shoulders, releasing the neck and jaw if you want that extra, extending those arms out. And then from here, we're just going to gently come back up, planting those hands nice and strong and firm, and just gently pushing up here. Looking as high up that's comfortable. And then we'll go ahead and work our way back into that downward dog. So those nice wide fingers, that active foot, we're just going to push up, walking those feet in, kind of working those heels down. And then from here, I want to walk our hands into our feet. And we're just going to work into that halfway lift. So just enough to where you can barely get those fingertips down. Strong legs, a little bend in those knees. That extension here in the spine. If this is too much for those knees, bringing those hands just to the shins. And then from here, we're just going to place those palms back down, bending in those knees. We're just going to come right down onto our knees. This one, I want to keep those toes active. We're going to go into a little toe squat. This one is one to strengthen the feet and kind of help and balance. So this one, what I want to do is we're just going to, depending on those feet, staying here, right? This might be enough to where you feel it deep in the toes. If you want a little bit more, I'm just going to lean further up right here. And just taking it as deep as you can here. So this one, bringing those knees together, just that little balance. This is about my extension on those toes. So just take a moment to breathe. And then from here, we're going to go forward. And we're just going to work our way back down into that child's pose, just to take a moment to release, to relax, extending those arms out, sinking those hips back. And then we're going to slowly work our way back up. This next one is our supported dragons pose. So we're going to come into that 90 and 90. So knee on top of the ankle, hip on top of that knee. We're going to take those wide fingers and we're just going to go forward here. As far forward that's comfortable. And then this one too, I want you to think about working this heel down, working into that Achilles. And then pushing the shoulders away from the ears. And then this next one is our winged dragon. So this is just a little bit of a twist here. So I want you guys to stay right where you're at. I'm just going to move so you can see me a little bit differently. So we're here and we're just going to go forward. And then this one in that winged dragon, I'm going to take the same side and then I'm just going to sink my hip down. So we're just going to come into this little bit of a twist here. So I'm going to show you that again. This one's hard to kind of follow. It's such a simple movement, but it takes a little bit. So same arm, right? I'm going to lift up and then I'm just going to lift and sink my hip down. And then we're just going to hold this for just a moment. Breathing however's comfortable for you. And then we're going to come back up. From here, we're going to work into our, just our runner stretch. So I want you to come back up nice and stacked. This is where we're going to take those wide fingers down on the same side, getting that back foot active, and then just wiggling that foot as far back that's comfortable. And then just gently dipping that back knee down. And then we're going to release it all the way down, relaxing that foot. This one, if you want a little extra, coming down onto those forearms into our lizard pose. This is a really big one, so make sure you're not in any pain. And then from here, I want to go into our turbo pigeon. So wherever you're at, if you're up tall, we're just going to drop that knee to the side here. So kind of just open up this knee. If you're down low, right, you can stay down low too, getting just a little bit deeper. This is a pretty big one, so be careful. And then we're going to come all the way back up, coming back onto those knees, and we're just going to do the same on the other side here. So starting in that runner stretch, I might just actually do it this way. So we're going to form that 90 and 90. From here, we're going to take those nice wide fingers and we're just going to go forward. So as far forward that's comfortable. Working our heel down. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Kind of that extension in the spine here. And then from here is our winged dragon. So this is where I'm gonna, same side, right? And I'm just gonna lift and sink that hip down, coming into just this real gentle twist. This is a lot on those arms. So strong arms here, strong core. And we're just gonna release, getting this really big side stretch. And then we'll go ahead and come back up, just taking your time, moving slow. This one, we're gonna go into just that runner stretch here. So we're gonna take those wide fingers down on the same side, getting that back foot active. We're just gonna lift up. We're just gonna wiggle that foot all the way back. Taking a moment to dip that back knee. And then we're going to release that knee all the way down, relaxing that foot. From here, if you want that extra, it's coming down onto that forearms, coming into our lizard pose. And then this one is that turbo pigeon. So I'm just going to open up that knee a little deeper, kind of sinking a little bit more into that hip. So you can be down onto those forearms or you can be up, right? This is a really big one either way for those hips. So I want you to make sure you're not in any pain. We're just going to hold this for just a moment. And then we'll go ahead and come all the way back up, coming back onto those knees. From here, I want to go into our deer pose. So we're just going to sit. This one, we're going to keep our back leg kind of behind us. And I'm just going to put my arch of my foot right into my knee. And then this one, just to kind of help support me, I'm just going to grab that back leg here. And we're just going to take a moment to relax. Nice and stacked, ears over the shoulders, shoulders over those hips. Take a moment to breathe here, to really focus on your exhale, getting all the stale air out of your lungs. And then from here, I want to go into that twist. So we're just going to twist towards that knee. This is a really low twist. So think of that kind of right across that sacral chakra. And then this one too, if you want that extra, just going forward. And just taking a moment again to release in the shoulders, to release in the spine. And then we'll slowly come back up. And we're just going to go right into the other side here. So bringing that opposite leg behind you, placing that arch right into the knee, and then just taking a moment to get stacked here. So I'm just going to grab my ankle on that back leg and then just gently place my hand just for a little bit of a balance. And then taking a moment here to really enjoy that breath. And then we're going to transition into that little twist here. Lifting the heart, lengthening the spine. And then just taking a moment here to release. So coming down onto those forearms, relaxing the shoulders, releasing the spine. And then from here, we'll go ahead and come back up. This next one, I want to go into a prone twist. So we're going to come around here. I'm getting onto those knees. We're going to grab that blanket. And again, this is just for a little bit of extra cushion in case you have a hard floor. With that blanket, we're just going to open it up. I'm going to push it towards the top of my mat here. And then for you guys, I want you just to go ahead and release all the way down here onto your belly. I'm going to transition this way so you can see me a little bit better. This is kind of a hard one to follow. So coming down, this one, oh, actually, I want you guys up. Sorry. So I want you to come up here first. So this one, what I want to do is we're going to come into kind of that deer pose again, but this time we're going to stack those knees. So this one is where that ankle should fit just right into that arch of your foot. And then as you come down, this one is palms down. I'm going to bring my arm all the way down, coming onto my side and extending my other arm down. And then this one, I do like palms down, but palms up too. On that back hand, it shouldn't cause any pain. It may feel a little bit better. So I want you to do whatever feels good for you here. And we're just going to take a moment to release, to relax. Focusing on your breath or focusing on the music. And then we're just going to gently come back up, just taking your time. We're going to do the same on the other side. So coming around onto that opposite hip. This one, we're going to stack those knees, kind of placing the ankle should go right into that arch of your foot here. And then just being parallel from your hip to your blanket. And then we're going to release back down. So this one is where I'm going to take that opposite arm. I'm going to start with my palm down, coming all the way down, and then extending that opposite arm, the one in front of me, palm down. But depending on what you like here, you can place that back hand with that palm up. It's just a little bit different of a stretch. So do whatever feels good. We're just going to take a moment here to focus on our breathing, to be quiet in our body, to be quiet in our mind. And then we're going to slowly come back up, just taking your time. From here, we're going to fold that blanket back up just to use to sit on. Making sure you're getting all those creases out. And then from here, I want to work into a half lotus or a full lotus, depending on that flexibility. So this is a really big one for those knees. So when you're in that half lotus, what I want you to do is you're just going to bring one leg up and just kind of bring this foot as high up to that hip as you can here. And then we're just going to kind of hold on to this, and we're just going to go to that twist. So we're going to twist straight towards that top leg. So if you want to go into that full lotus, this is where we're going to take that bottom leg, kind of bringing it up as well. But we're still going to follow. So for me now, my top leg's on top. I'm going to follow my top leg here. So I'm going to twist this direction. And just taking a moment here again to kind of lift the heart, to lengthen the spine. And then we'll go ahead and release. We'll undo those legs. So we're going to do the same on the other side. So we're going to take that top leg and placing it down. We're going to take that opposite leg and just bring it up here. And then again, you're just going to bring this foot as far up as you can here. And then for you guys in this half lotus is just going to twist off that other direction. If you want that little extra, I'm going to take that opposite leg, kind of bringing it up here as well. And then I'm going to follow my knee. So I'm going to go in this direction. Just taking a moment to lift in the heart, to lengthen the spine. Always in these twists, it's a little bit harder to breathe. So I want you to breathe however is comfortable for you. Kind of relaxing those shoulders if you need to. And then we'll go ahead and release. We'll release those legs. This next one, I want to go into our half dragonfly. So this is where we're going to just bring one leg out. I'm going to kind of scooch off that blanket just enough so my sole of my foot is right next to that thigh. And then we're just going to go forward. So engaging that core, just going as far forward that's comfortable. Just taking a moment to relax in the shoulders, to soften in the spine as much as you can. And then use that breath to release whatever tension you may be holding on to. And then we're going to slowly come up. This next one, what I want to do, I'm going to remove my blanket because there's going to be just a little bit of a modification. So I'm just going to take my blanket out from underneath me. This one, what I want to do is we're just going to twist and we're going to hinge down going towards that foot, just going as far forward that's comfortable. So just take a moment here to release, to relax. This one, if you want a little extra, is where I'm going to come back up and I'm going to rework this leg. So I'm going to take this leg out and I'm going to place it behind me. And then I'm going to go forward. So this kind of gives you a double stretch here. You get this nice, good quad stretch and then the hamstring stretch. But if this is too much, I want you to bring that leg back. And then just take a moment to release, to relax. And then from here too, regardless of where you're at, I want to transition into that revolved head to toe. So I'm going to take that arm down. And then this is where we're just going to extend this opposite arm over and just going as far over that's comfortable for you. So maybe here, right? This way, we're getting this really big stretch in the side. We're getting our quad stretch, our hamstring stretch. So this is a really big, big, big one. So have fun with it. Make sure you're not in any pain. And then we're gonna go ahead and come all the way back out, bringing those legs back. And we're gonna do the same on the other side. So we're gonna start here in our dragonfly. So extending one leg out, bringing just that sole of your foot right along your thigh here. And then we're just gonna go forward. So using that core to draw you as far forward that's comfortable. Just taking a moment here to relax in those shoulders, to soften in the spine, focusing on your exhale. And then we'll gently come back up. From here, we're just going to go into that side stretch. So that twist, using your core to twist you as deep as you can. And then we're just going to come down. Coming as far forward that's comfortable. And then this one, if you want that extra, is where I'm going to come all the way back up and I'm just going to bring this leg behind me. And then we're going to continue to twist and go forward. So this is just a little extra modification. It's a little bit more of a stretch here. So if that's too much, I want you to bring that leg back. And then if you want a little more, is that revolved head to toe. So that's where I'm going to bring this arm down and I'm just going to reach across here. So we're going to get into this really big side stretch as well. And then just coming as far over that's comfortable. And again, just have fun with this one. This is a really big one. So make sure you're not in any pain. And then we're going to slowly come back up. Bringing those legs out. This one, we're going to come down and I want you guys just to come straight down onto your mat. I'm going to turn just again so you can see me. This one, we're going to go into that IT stretch. So coming down, keeping that chin tucked, coming down nice and slow and controlled. And this one, I want you guys to have those bent knees. From here, we're just going to bring one leg up. So I'm just going to place my ankle right above that knee. And then from here, I'm going to grab my foot with my same hand, and I'm just going to bring this foot all the way down. And then just take a moment to release, to relax. This I was looking at. If this is too much, you can grab that block as well. And bring that foot down onto that block. This doesn't get you as deep, but it still is enough to where it's not painful. So if you need to use that block, that's always there for you. And then this one, I want you guys just to take a moment to relax those shoulders down. Softening here in the heart, softening in the spine into just this real gentle twist. And then just focusing on your breath. And then we'll go ahead and release. We're just going to come right back to center. We're going to do the same on the opposite foot. So lifting that leg, placing that ankle just right above that knee there. I'm going to grab with that same hand, this one too. If you need that block on the other side, you can just bring that foot down to that block. If you want a little more, right, we're just going to bring that foot straight down to your mat. And then coming into just this real gentle twist. So relaxing in the shoulders, softening in the heart, softening in the spine. And then from here, we're going to come back to center. This next one, we're going to work our core a little bit. So this one, what I want you to do is we're just going to extend those legs. And we're just going to take a moment to get them nice and stacked. So ankles on top of those knees, knees on top of those hips. I'm just bringing those arms down. And then from here, we're just going to bring both feet down to the same side, kind of rolling onto your hips. So going slow, keeping that core strong. And then we're just going to allow this shoulder just to kind of hold here, right? Like my hand just barely gets down. So don't push anything, don't force anything, but we're just going to allow that shoulder to hang. And then taking a moment just to relax in those shoulders, to soften here in the spine, to soften in the belly. Just feeling this gentle twist. And then this is where it's going to get a little challenging. So I want you to keep those feet, those legs glued, and we're just going to pick them all the way back up. Strong core, coming back to center, and we're going to drop them in the other direction. And then just allow that shoulder to hang. So this one comes down a little easier. So you may find that one side may be easier, one side may be a little bit more challenging. But just take a moment to relax in those shoulders, to soften in the spine, to soften in the belly. And then from here, keeping those legs glued, seeing if we can bring them all the way back up. Good job. And then we're just going to release down. So from here, I actually want to just come into our Savasana, into our corpse pose. So just take a moment here to kind of draw those shoulders into the spine, opening up those legs as wide as you'd like to fully relax in those hips. And then from here, I want to read you just a little bit of a script. So I want you to get comfortable, taking a moment to focus on slower, deeper breathing. And lying in a comfortable position, allow your body to relax and lengthen. Allow the muscles to soften. And focus your awareness on your breathing. And notice the depth and pace of your breathing. And allow your breath to become slower, softer, and deeper. And take your mind's awareness to your body, starting with your feet. Allow the feet to soften and relax. Let go of any tension. Allow the ankle joint to open and relax. Feel the calf muscles and the muscles of the front of the shin soften. And take a deeper breath. And on the outward breath, allow the lower legs to relax and let go. And take your mind's awareness to the knee joint. Allow the knee joint to open and relax. Feel the muscles of the front of the thigh soften. And feel the muscles of the back of the leg lengthen and relax. And take a deeper breath. And on the outward breath, allow the whole of the legs to relax and let go. And focus your mind's awareness to the hip joint. Allow the hip joint to open up and relax. Feel the buttocks muscles relax and soften. And feel the muscles around the hip release and open. And focus your mind's awareness on the spine. Start at the base of the spine and be mindful of each vertebrae up to the skull. Feel each vertebrae open up and allow the muscles around the spine to relax and lengthen. Allow all tension to ease away. Allow the shoulder blades to separate and open up, and take a deep breath and allow the whole spine to lengthen and relax. And focus on the abdominal muscles. Allow them to release. And notice how the breath fills the abdominal area. Observe the abdomen rising and falling with each breath. Notice the rib cage and the breastbone. Feel the muscles around the ribs relax. And allow the breath to become slower and deeper. Allow the ribs and the breastbone to soften. And focus your awareness on the shoulder joint. Allow the shoulder joint to open up and relax. And feel the muscles of the upper arm lengthen and release. Feel the elbow joint relaxing and opening. And feel the muscles of the forearm relax and soften. Notice the wrists and the hands. And allow all tension to ease away. Allow the fingers to curl, releasing all tension. And focusing on your mind's awareness to your head, allow each of the facial muscles to soften and relax. Feel the jaw relax, feel the tongue soften, and feel the lips gently touching and forming a soft smile. Allow the cheekbones to relax. Notice the eye sockets releasing. Allow the forehead to relax, and allow all tension to ease away. Feel your body soften. Allow your body to feel light and relaxed. And take your mind's awareness back to your breathing. Taking a moment to focus on slower, deeper breathing. Taking a moment to scan the body to see if you're holding on to any stiffness, any pain. It could be physical, it could be emotional. And just taking a moment to breathe into those areas and allowing the tension to flow out with the breath. Taking a moment to breathe in vitality, positivity, all that energy. And taking a moment to breathe out all those things that no longer serve you, letting it flow out with the breath. And scanning your body one last time, taking a nice big breath in and exhaling fully and completely. And then when you're ready, start to bring that awareness back, wiggling those fingers, wiggling those toes. And I want you to move or stretch in whichever way feels good to you right now. Just taking a moment to honor the body. And then from here, if you haven't done so, go ahead and slowly bend those knees and gently roll onto your side. And just taking your time, coming all the way back up to that seated position. Good job, you guys. Namaste.